Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm at the 2019 LA Auto Show, and of course, I know you guys have been asking me for this, and I am here to deliver. This is the all-new 2020 Genesis G90. So let's talk a little bit about Genesis. Kind of a really cool story how this name Genesis was just a model in Hyundai's lineup, and now we have this premium brand that keeps getting stronger and stronger with each year that goes by. The G90, that flagship, that premium level going up against the BMW 7 Series and the big Mercedes Benz and whatnot, is able to now bring some refresh styling, not only to the outside, but the inside, and give people a value that those German brands and even the Japanese brands like Lexus and Infiniti can't even touch. So let's go ahead and dive into this all new refreshed 2020 Genesis G90. Right off the bat, you're gonna see the changes. It hits you like a ton of bricks. All new headlight design, full LED with a very, very unique daytime running lamp that kind of splits the levels, really gives it a nice 21st century look. When we come across the front grille area, I really like the direction that they went in with the nice crisscross design, has a beautiful chrome finish to it. They did the best job that they could integrating that plastic shield to protect all of the radar and sensory technology. Still sticks out a little bit, but I think, like I said, they kind of got it a little bit better melded into the grille. Of course, you're gonna get a front-facing camera, and this grille shape is iconic with Genesis, and it's just becoming so iconic, even though Genesis as a brand hasn't been around for very, very long. I really like the way the bottom portion kind of comes to a point, and then you have this nice lower lip area in the front fascia. Simple grille design down here, but this is where it really just shows the luxury and that style. Now, when we go up under the hood, beautiful Genesis badging. I know a lot of people have debated and said, hey, it looks like a Bentley, it looks like an Aston Martin. Well, hey, imitation is the biggest form of flattery, and I think that they found a nice balance. And just the way that it kind of is dropped in to the front fascia here, you can see the body line curves that then go into the hood and kind of fade away as you go towards the windshield. So very nicely done. All new grille, all new headlights. Now when we go around the bend, you're gonna see another big, huge difference. We are looking at 19-inch wheels, this crisscross lace pattern. You know, at first when I saw this in magazines, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like them. In person, it really fits the color of the car. And if you're wondering, what's the size of this? It's a 245 on the width, 45 series sidewall. They're so like large and just crisscross with the pattern that you can't even see what's behind there. But behind there are very large 4-piston calipers that's gonna give you some good braking capability, because remember, this is a heavy vehicle, and the great news is you get to have it your way, just like at Burger King. 2 engine choices, the twin turbo V6 and still the V8. One touch I wanna show you besides we continue is look at how the daytime running lamp goes right into that front fender portion. Very nice styling, and I think that's where people are starting to say, hey, this South Korean car company can bring some wonderful style and design. Now, as we go into the fender work, look at how much higher the hood is at this portion as we come down to the fender. Very, very tasteful. Now, of course, this is fake venting, but it looks more art deco than it does trying to be a fake vent. You have the nice side marker lights here, really nice touch. We go down the side, they took the beautiful paint onto the mirrors, nice silver trim all the way around the top and the bottom. You have a little bit of chrome on the door handles and also aligning that lower portion of the door sill. Now, if you look at the belt line, I really like the way, very, very bold line that follows all the way down to the rear pillar of the car. Really nice, just overall proportions. Now, when we get to the back, you're gonna see some more changes for 2020. Look at this really wild LED taillight design. I like the simplicity of it. There's not a lot of plastic housing. Sometimes those taillight housings get ginormous. Very, very slim, and I like the way, I think it's so smart the way it integrates into the trunk. And yes, it lights up all the way across the back. This one, the cat's out of the bag. You're gonna have your all-wheel drive, and it's got the 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. As we work our way down, you do have decorative exhaust tips, but guess what? They are functional. The pipes are right in there. They're not like Mercedes where they're tucking everything underneath but giving you fake exhaust tips. But why don't we pop the hood, check out that V6 twin turbocharged engine, and take a look at what's powering this G90. All right, guys, we have the hood popped. What's wonderful is that you could actually see the engine underneath the hood. There's not too much plastic, and the plastic engine cover, very, very tasteful. But what you're looking at is that 3.3 liter V6 twin turbocharged engine, 365 horsepower. You could have it rear wheel drive or all wheel drive. This one's all wheel drive with the 8-speed automatic transmission. But like I said, if you need more cubic inches and you gotta have that V8 growl, you could go with the 5-liter V8 that pumps out 420 horsepower. Looking underneath the hood, you can see the bracing that they've added. And because it is the smaller displacement engine, you do have more room to where you could see more of the inner bits of the engine. But why don't we go ahead, let's see where Genesis has gone with the G90 on the interior. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Genesis G90. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, this car is looking mighty luxurious. It's definitely mighty large and in charge. How much is it? MSRP starting is around $74,000. Now, before you choke on your food that you're eating or fall out of your chair, think about it. This car is going up against $100,000 vehicles or more, 120, 150,000. And the surprising thing, more and more people are finding the value in the Genesis brand and all that it brings to the table. And you know what? They're saying, I don't need that fancy emblem, because Genesis is doing it in a very big way. Now let's see what you get for the money. On the door panels, I love the darker gray material, sort of like a bluish tinge to the gray. Very nice touch, all soft touch material. You can see the memory seats settings there at the top near the door handle, the wood trim, the stitching, everything is right on point. Look at that large aluminum speaker cover. Just the art that's been put into that one piece alone sets this G90 apart from everybody else. Now, when you come to the dash, I love the wood. The stitch work is great, and the dash is nice and flat, which is good because it gives you good visibility out over the hood. You have a 12-inch horizontal infotainment system. It's touch screen, so you can touch it if you want. If you like to touch, if you're afraid of touching, if you're like have a phobia to touching screens, then you could use the directive knob as well. But I love the trim everywhere. Nice analog clock. You got to have a tasteful clock. Look at how they even integrate the emergency hazard button very nicely into the silver trim. You have your simple radio controls. You could even get into your navigation by just simply pushing a button. You don't have to touch the screen. Come down, we got dual climate, of course, ventilated seats, heated seats, and everything else. Leather everywhere. I mean, it's like they took leather and just spilled it all over this vehicle. Open it up. We have a nice cubby in here for your phone. You have a USB, and it's wireless cell phone charging. And if you don't want to use it, you close it up. I like that. 8-speed automatic transmission. We have some buttons here for your different drive modes, different camera views. Remember, we have the cameras out the front, out the sides. We come back, look at the wood. Watch this. Nice. You could have your Perrier water in here, sparkling, the bubbles just hitting you right by your ears. We could close that up once you drink it. Here's your drive controller that you could operate your infotainment. You got all your buttons for the ventilated seats, heated seats, and all the other good stuff. Bombs away. So the bomb bay doors open. You have a nice little portable tray that you could put your party peanuts in so they don't get scratched. Lots of room in here, and two 12 volts and an LED light. So you're gonna get nice bright white light as you're trying to track down that last peanut that seemed to fall out of the tray. But we'll close that up. Nice leather material. Seats are a thing of beauty. I love the texture. I love the pattern, the design. They're supportive and they're comfortable, and they can be moved 2 million different ways. That's certified by Genesis. 2 million different ways to fit your body type nicely. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. We have a standard sunroof. I am gonna zonk that. I would like to see a panoramic, even on a base model, if you could even call this base. Microfiber Alcantara headliner. It's like petting a kitty cat. My biggest zonk though, things aren't always perfect. The mirror. We don't have a frameless auto dimming mirror. I don't know why they put this big, obtrusive black mirror frame there. Should be frameless. But why don't we get on over to the business end, because I think you're gonna like what's going on for the driver. All right, guys, we're inside the Genesis G90, the business end. Like I said, just like the passenger, you're gonna have your memory seat settings, which are very nice, that you could store that. We have the nice aluminum trim down here. I know the car is dinging at us. they want to have the lights on, and that's why it's beeping. So it's not me, it's not you, it's them. But hey, the show must go on. Here's where we have our seat controls. Like I said, 2 million different ways you can position this that is certified. Steering wheel, I'm actually liking it. Normally I don't like the way they have these horizontal crossovers. Very tastefully done though on this G90. You got your badging, nice, easy to use switch gear. You do have paddles if you want to go up and down the 8-speed automatic transmission yourself. Here's all your controls for your electric e-brake. We have all the sensing lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, traction control. And then the dash, I wish they would have went full digital display. That is going to be a zong for me. And the K900, the Kia K900, you get it. You do get analog tach, analog speedometer, but I know at a higher trim it would come into play, but let's be honest, at $74,000, that should be a 12-inch display. Let's check out the back seat though and see how you're going to be sitting in the lap of luxury. All right, guys, back seat time. Come into my mobile apartment. That's what this feels like. There's so much space back here, and you really can feel like a king or queen with all this room. The seats are so supportive and great. On the backs of the seats, you can see how they brought the wood trim all the way around from corner to corner, a little bit of silver. You do have some nice pockets in here for magazines, maybe a book, a Nook, or a computer tablet or something. Rear AC that's got some nice touch to it. We open this guy, look at that. You need 12 volts? We got 12 volts. That closes back up. And if you think that it's over, if you think, well, hey, you got great headroom, you're sitting in this lap of luxury, is there anything else? Of course there is. Pull on this little guy right here. Look at that. That folds down. I love the Genesis logo here. All of this great switch gear for the radio. You can move the seats. You can put up the shade in the back, the screens, side screens. I mean, you could really just totally take almost full control of the car from the backseat. You want to be a backseat driver? This is really the car for you. Armrest, it's on the softer side. I'm liking it. You open it up, nice deep cubby in here. You got a USB and another 12 volts. So if you got 12 volt items, they got you covered here in the G90. But very, very comfortable. You obviously can move different seats. Look how I'm moving actually the front seat from right here. So if that person's sitting in front of you and you're like, hey, you can lean back, go ahead. You could do it right from the back seat here. Or you can move it back, of course, and say, get off my lap there. But why don't we go ahead? We checked out this back row. You got beautiful AC vents here and also in the pillars. Lori, show them that AC vent in the pillar there. Very nice touch to take care of you. But why don't we go ahead and get to probably one of the most important parts of any full-size car like this. Let's check out the trunk. All right, guys, time to see how much junk can you put in the trunk of a Genesis G90. The nice thing is that if you're looking for a button, there's one there, but they hide it very intelligently. You look across here, the button is actually right there. So I'm gonna push that. Of course, it's electric assist, nice quick opening, and then check that out. The opening to the actual trunk area, nice and wide. And what I like about it is that the bumper is not too high. A lot of times when you're picking things up, the bumper could be a little higher, but I like the way you could drop it in. There's enough space here that things aren't gonna roll back out. And of course, the amount of room says, listen, you don't need to have an SUV if you don't want to. You could still go full-size sedan, and I'm glad to see companies like Genesis still holding true to the sedan lineup instead of jumping ship and getting rid of all their cars. But if it's vehicles like this that you want to keep seeing on Radius Rise, these high-level luxury vehicles that actually have a really great value, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radius Rise merch. I got to give it up to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Lori. She wants to actually take a nap in the back of the Genesis G90. We're going to have that for her all roped off so that she could get some Z's and keep bringing the awesome content to you guys. So thank you, Lori, for all your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.